In today's video, I'm going to be breaking down a free scheme of the week for you out of the Shotgun Spread offensive playbook. And let's just jump into it. What's up, guys? My name's Cody, and I want to welcome you to my YouTube channel. My YouTube channel is focused on helping you get better at Madden 20, and in the future, we'll be helping you get better at Madden 21. What we're doing in today's video is we're talking about a 5 sets for success, a mini scheme, and we're going to base it out of the spread playbook. Now, if you get value out of this video, if you've never been to the channel before, what I hope this does, I hope this helps you get better. I hope it has some plays in it that maybe you haven't called before, maybe you haven't seen before, and you can kind of run those in a little bit of a new way. So that's my goal, and if that works for you, and if you're interested in being a part of our channel, what I want to ask you to do is join our Discord server. You can leave a comment in the comment section if the link is not active, and I'll get you a new, fresh link. But I want to get that Discord up to 100 members, and once we get that up to 100 members, I will be releasing a full offensive and defensive guide into the Discord server. So you won't want to miss that. So be sure just to hop in there. It's a great community, great place to talk Madden. All right, so shotgun spread and shotgun spread flex is what we're going to start with. This is the base formation. Now, base formation in our 5 sets for success is something that we want to come out in that's going to, number one, it's going to help us get a quick read on the defense. Number two, it's going to be able to beat man, be able to beat zone, and be able to run the ball at a very high level. So let's jump into the spread. So the first audible that I want to set from the shotgun spread is this play right here, Y corner. In my opinion, it's one of the best plays in the game. It's got a really, really good post route. Second, we have the RPO read screen. As you see here, it's our running play. It's very, very good against those heavy boxes that you're going to see. Moving on, we have different route combinations here. You see you have shallow cross, slot flags, smash corners, Y cross. You can kind of pick whatever you want there, but the one that I typically go with is Y cross. And then instead of PA deep outs, you can either pick Y stick or Z shallow cross. That's up to you. I like Y stick the best. And then what you want to do is you want to come out in the if you have you can come out in the strong slots package, and you can get 4 wide receivers out there. But because the Packers don't have 4 great wide receivers, I'm just going to put Jimmy Graham out there as one of my receivers. And then last thing I want to say is you want your best receiver on the right hand side of the screen. And as you can see here, this is pretty much the subs that I have for these guys. And the play that I'm going to come out in every single time is the play mesh. All right, guys, so this is kind of an expansion of the Arizona. And what I hope happens, and really quickly, I want to do a little plug for Madden 20. So more than likely, Madden 20 is going to be a very pass-based game. Spread offenses are going to be much more effective in Madden 20 than they've been in Madden 20 or Madden 21 than they've been in Madden 20, and this is just kind of a head start. So let's talk a little bit about the mesh play. So the mesh play is my favorite play in the game, and there's several reasons as to why that's the case, but really what I want to do is we're going to start with man-to-man coverage, and I want to show you this play against man-to-man coverage. And the only adjustment that I make on this play is I'll typically take Williams and I'll put him either on a streak or I'll put him on a block and release pattern, and I will ID the guy that I want him to block if he needs to block him. And at the snap of the ball, you'll see here, this route is going to roast man to man. As you can see, I mean, it's actually going to roast man to man better than the one from Arizona. It's actually a better corner route than the one from Arizona because it's a little bit sharper. As you see here, it roast cover 4. One of the things that a lot of people have been doing to me with this specific route is they've been pressing their defensive corners. And you'll see here, he's still going to beat it every time. One other thing, and this is cover 4, so if they shade coverage down, shade coverage up, I've been seeing that a lot as well. And you'll see here, shade coverage down, shade coverage up. He does get out there, as you can see. So, but what that opens up is it opens up the crossers, it opens up the post routes. And also, if you were to put the running, this is why, kind of why I started putting the running back on a streak route. If they do that, you're going to motion them in. You'll see that little window right there to hit the running back out of the backfield. So not only are your crossers going to be open, and if they do that shade down, shade up look, the drags are going to be wide open. You'll see here, you'll be able to hit these guys, and you can throw those drags at 3 different points. You can throw them early, you can throw them when they settle up, or you can throw them when they continue to get across. So if I'm up, step up, again, I can throw them early. Whoops, missed a read there. And what most defenses are going to do to these drag routes is they're going to press them, which makes them go a little bit deeper. It's actually not the best for the routes, but the press on that route, if he presses, that's what allows Devontae Adams to be wide open. And you want to do a little swerve catch there, as I blew the swerve catch. The other thing that you have on this play is if you have this route right there. That route can be thrown at 2 different points. It can be thrown at the first point, which is basically an out route, and then it can also be thrown at the second point. So you got to practice this a little bit, but once he breaks to the outside, you can basically throw a little back shoulder route. Now let me show you something that's really, really important. So again, you've got to practice this route if you want to be very successful at it, but right there, you see that's shade coverage down, shade coverage up on cover 4. He's able to beat it. So again, I'm just going to man line press. I'm going to do what everybody would do to stop these corners. And let me show you. This route on the left, normally he's going to be able to beat that. Especially if they're backed up just a little bit. If they make one little mistake on that cloud, he's able to get it. So, no big deal. But if that cloud doesn't get out there, you can pop that in there. Now, let's talk about cover 3. Cover 3 is kind of the same as cover 4, at least how it pertains to the mesh. You're still going to be able to pop this in right here, as you can see. Now, one of the things that happens is one of the defenses that I've been getting a lot of also, and I don't know about you, but I've been getting a lot of match coverage, cover 3, cover 4 palms, and we'll jump into that in just a second. But you'll see these drag routes. See how they just are always open. It just might be a little bit later than you'd like. The other thing I was going to say, so what they're going to start doing is they're going to start going to something like this cover 2 right here. This is the defense. Cover 2 with the clouds. That gives us the most trouble. But you'll see here this corner. See how the corner is no longer open against cover 2 cloud. The other thing that's not really open against cover 2 cloud is this little snap out there. See that? That's not really there. Not really good. So you can't do the 2 quick routes that are really powerful. But if they run cover 2, both your crossers will be open late, but also your post route. He's going to come up, and he's going to go right there. And as you see, it's just a standard post route. And he's going to be able to come over the top of the mid read. And again, it's a little bit of a later read, but you look at right, no, left, no, step up, step up, step up. And I had him wide open. And actually, it's almost, in my opinion, that specific route is really good for, it's really perfect for the cover 2 late. Pass lead it up, and I'm not able to catch it, but you can get him the football. Now, what they might do is they might do something like this. They might take one of their guys from Tampa 2, and they might say, well, I'm going to put him in the deep middle, and we're just going to play max, max, max coverage. And you'll see here, he will play that. So if they do that, that's kind of their like checkmate. They've found a little something. But what I want you to know is when you call spread, and I did want to show you this really quickly if I can find the defense. This play, cover 4 palms. That's the play I want to show you real quickly with this. So cover 4 palms is basically a max or a matching coverage. And so what's going to happen here is you'll see the corner will kind of play the route a little bit better. You see how he kind of jumps down on him like that? Well, the route on the left side of the field, because of the way cover 4 palms works, dang it. If you take this guy right here and motion him to the right, and you could take Jimmy Graham, put him on a streak, and then Allison, you can just put him on whatever, right? This is just a simple 3-by-1 version of this. But if they're in cover 4, what you'll see here is that guy's going to roast it. He's going to roast that man-to-man, as you can see. It's a little double move route that really works well. But I just wanted to show you that quick little tip against cover 4 palms because you're probably going to see a lot of it. Okay, so all that to say, what's going to happen is they're going to start calling cover 2, more than likely, and they're going to call cover 2. But if you notice, part of the offense is you're going to be on this hash a lot. You're going to be on this hash a lot. And so in Madden, offenses work a little bit different depending on the hashes that you're on. That is why I have the play Y cross in my audibles. So if I'm in this situation where he's showing me a cover 2, right, or he's running, even if he's just running a lot of cover 2, I'll go to this play right here. And this is a very simple little route combination, but basically what's going to happen is, and you could take your running back and you could do a variety. I typically will block him if they're showing a pressure look. If they're not showing a pressure look, you can put him on a little option route. But that route to Allison is going to beat most coverages. It's going to beat most coverages. But the cover 2, he's going to get an outside release, and you're able to pop that right in onto that outside, right in behind that outside guy here. So you see, you do one little baby movement here, and at the snap of the ball, you should get that outside release, and you're going to throw it outside pass lead. And if he's in vicinity like that, you want to go ahead and possession catch it. That safety's doing a really good job against that. Normally he does not do that good of a job. Let me go Y cross. And if you want a little bit better version of that route, you could put Allison on a. You could put him on a. I don't know why that's happening. You could put Allison on that little route. Another thing you could do if you wanted to, with this specific play, part of it's because I've man aligned the defense, but if you take Allison and you put him on a streak, it's going to kind of help hold. And then you could take Williams across, put him on a little block and release pattern to hold the flat. And what you'll see here is now you'll have a little bit more of a window. That safety is just playing it really well for some reason. It might be the formation I'm in, dollar. These safeties, if he's a little bit more pinched to the inside, but which is interesting. But anyway, Y cross has been the thing that I do most against that defense, against this type of defense, cover 2. So he's going to go right there, and Aaron Rodgers is killing me. But there's a little window, there's a little baby window right in behind for when they call cover 2. It's just a little pop right as it gets outside. There it is right there. So it's a hard left pass lead. Sometimes people get greedy and they try to go for the one-play score. And again, it's a really tender throw. So you just want to go. I like to just go for the big hot pop pass right over top. So as soon as he gets the release Right there, you're throwing outside pass lead, and you're going to click on and swerve in possession, catch it. That's what I like to do against it. So if it's that, and that's Tampa 2, if they're backed off, so maybe there's something like this, right, baseline, and they back them off, what's going to happen is that corner is not going to be able to press, shouldn't be able to press him. So see, he's not going to get that reroute. So that's where it's going to be that one-play score for you. When they baseline their defense, that's where it's just absolute torture. This route torches any baseline defensive cover two in the game if it's to the wide side, and that is, to me, a huge deal. So that's that Y cross play. Then the next play that I wanted to show you is Y corner. So this is a really good little play, and there's a lot of things that you can do with it. You can use that route to Adams to beat man to man. I typically will take Adams and I will put him on a in route just for spacing purposes within the play, and then I'll typically motion snap him in and snap it. And you see here, it's just a quick little drag route, quick little crosser. Nothing too complicated on that specific route. And it's actually a later read in the play. And my first read is always the corner route on the right. And it's the same thing. If they're not playing cloud flats, you're gonna dot. If they're not playing cloud flats over there, you're gonna dot them. So for example, if they go cover two though, then let me just show you this. So they're gonna go cover two. You're in the play Y corner. You've got your routes combination set up, which again, I really like to just put Williams on a little block and release and use him in pass pro. You'll see here, you can't really throw that corner. He sticks out there, and that's okay. But what you can do is you can then work the backside combination, route combinations. Whoops, I think I'm in mesh. That post route is just amazing. That post route makes that mesh play so much better than the one from Arizona. But anyway, so if they're in cover two, and I go to the play Y corner, set my little adjustments up, snap the ball, and you'll see that post route gets way wide open against cover two. Let's see. Let me show you that one more time. So cover two. You can leave Devontae Adams on the slant too. It's not that big of a deal. But you'll see this route is what really gets wide open. But the thing that I have had a little bit of issues with this route is it's one of the best post routes in the game because it's a very deep post route. It's a very deep post route. But the one issue is because it's such a deep post route, I've had a little bit of issues sometimes catching it. And you can actually smart route the route and make it a little shallower. But it's an inside pass lead. You're going to click on. You're going to go over an aggressive catch it. Make sure to click on. I have found in Madden 20 to pass the ball at a high level, you have to click on every single time. Every single time. For whatever reason, this year more than ever, which it's going to make us better, right? It's going to make us a better passer. But your quick read there, and then you look into that little zig, and then you see here, and that's that route against cover four. So that the deep blues just fall away from it. What they'll do is what they'll probably try to do to stop this is they'll do that standard cover two tactic where they drop those guys way back in the zone. What that's going to leave open though is it's going to leave, and I will typically, if I'm going to leave Adams on the slant, then I'm going to take Allison and put him on a hitch route, or I'm going to put Adams on the in route because I want someone that's going to come underneath the yellows. That's the idea behind that. But you'll see here. The post route, as you can see, it's not that it's necessarily covered. It's just that for whatever reason, that specific route, and like I said, you can very easily smart route it, and if you smart route it, it's going to go a little bit shallower. It's just a very unique little route from this playbook, but he's going to come right there. But you see the angle of the route makes it a little bit dicey of a throw against that type of coverage. But we'll show it to you one more time here. So this is just simple cover two. Right there, and you see you can sometimes get that animation. So part of that has to do with, I think, pass lead of the route. We're trying to basically turn that route into a route that we've never really, or another route that's we're really not running. So let me show you one other way you can do this. Because I've played people that use this and they get those pass leads all the time. And you see there, if you try to pass lead it up like that, it's gonna kill you. So if there's a deep third from that linebacker, you're kind of not able to hit that route, at least not in my opinion, but you're able to work the underneath. You can work it's gonna be wide open for that underneath. Those underneath routes are gonna get wide open. You see the zig's gonna get wide open on the break for a quick 5, and then the in route is also gonna come open over the crossing of the formation. So you'll see here, this little in route will get wide open, right? And you just wait for him to cross, and then you can get your yards. You can get your yardage. But one other thing with this specific route is I wanted to show it to you against cover 3. So Y corner. Now again, if they go shade coverage down, shade coverage up, so they got the cloud flats on the outside, so they're going to be okay against the corner routes. What that means is now you've got this middle, but you've got a really good route right here against cover 3. As you can see, it's a nice little click on catch post route. It does good against everything. I think cover 2 gives it with that deep third, to me, gives it a little bit of issue. But other than that, this route is pretty good. He's going to get right into a really good window, really good pocket to be able to hit. So that's wide corner. That post route, it's a very specific route, and I would recommend spending some time really learning that route, because to me that's a very pivotal route, because it's a really good route from the left side of the field. And if you can learn how to master the throw, it's going to make you so much better. Now, one of the things that you can do with that specific route from Y corner is it's a very specific deep post route. So if we motion him in, you'll see he's going to come all the way across formation. He's going to come right into here, and now you can see it's kind of a little bit of a different route. Well, if they're in Tampa 2 on this side of the field and we turn it into a trips, you can see this route should beat cover 2 to the sideline, as you can see. So that's another way you can use that route. All right, so the last play, or last 2 plays I want to talk to you about is stick. Now, stick, I only call stick for the route to Devontae Adams, but what you'll see happens is if they go to press coverage you, which I get a lot of press coverage this year, the route to Devontae Adams is going to get a free release, and it's a snap throw. That's cover 2 man that I just beat. And I think it has to do with, I think, and I'm not sure, but I think it's basically has to do with his beat press rating. But that's why I say just put your best receiver over there. And typically I haven't had very many issues with that. But again, I've had a couple issues in Mutt where I had like a really, really bad receiver and he had a really, really good corner running it. But since I've gotten my receivers up to where they can actually move, I haven't had any issues. Now against cover 2, you'll see you get that same outside release. But the only issue is, as you can see there, if you're not on the wide side of the field, you're not gonna be as good. So when you start working, and this is more of a play for the opposite. So like if you're working this side of the field now basically you've got a sequence of plays that are going to be really, really effective for this side. So if they come out and cover 2 press and you're running this specific play, then what's going to happen is once he gets over the top of the release, you're going to throw it to the outside, click on, and you're going to roll, just like Y cross. So now you have one from the right side and from the left side against the same defense. Now, let's say they run like cover 3 sky on you, and they press it. If they press it, snap the ball, you'll see he's going to drop back. And then at that point, it's a one-on-one. It's a foot race. So that's the only issue with it is if like they're bail coverage, you're not going to have that option. But what you're going to be able to do in that situation is you're going to be able to work some of your backside route combinations. you're going to be able to work some of these backside route combinations. The route to the hitch route will be money. Little crosser routes will be good. Again, it's kind of a specific play, but in my opinion, what you could turn it into is you could very easily take Allison, put him on a streak, and then you're just running a simple levels concept on the backside, and then on the play side you're running this with this specific fade route. So you look to your fade, and you see you can't do the quick throw all the time with it, but anyway, that's a good little route. And then lastly, what I wanted to show you is I wanted to show you the RPO. So the RPO is really, really good for this because you have three different options. You can either throw the ball to the bubble screen on the left side, which is really good because if they're blitzing off your left side, you can hit them with that RPO. You can also throw the ball to Devontae Adams on a little screen pass, and you see here you're going to get really good blocking on that screen pass, especially from a spread, and especially if they're not pass committing and they're blitzing. Or if neither one of those work, then you've got a simple read option right in the middle of the spread, which is going to gut the defense if they're in bad run fits. So, like here, he's in cover 4. So now if he goes to cover 2, and I run the same little play here, what you're going to see is, again, it's that snap, read, and go. And I've gotten so much yardage with this play. This is a play you want to run when you're facing five-man boxes. So if they're not going to if they're not going to bring people in, you can simply run this little RPO and you're going to get yardage. Okay, I promise you that. Work on it in practice mode, master it. But anyways, guys, that's the base offense for the spread mini scheme of the week. That's the base set. Tomorrow we're going to be talking a little bit more about some of the other 5 sets for success. So be sure to come back for that. And to stay most up to date with everything going on in my Madden world, be sure to join my Discord. And once we hit 100 members, I will release a free